it's time to do our fishing report with the one and the only. And I talk about Don Meissner quite a bit on here. Don doesn't even know about it, probably. It's good. It's great to talk to you every month.
Well, it's always fun to come in here and talk with you. You make it easy for me, really.
Yeah. Well, the thing about you don't have. I don't have to ask you questions like every 30 seconds. You just take it. And you go with it. First of all, this past summer, it was, a lot of stuff happened. And explain.
Don, it's been profound, and we've talked about this before. The role that we, as a community, and as a community that sort of has taken the role to take our greatest resource here, which is our water resource, St. Lawrence River, incredible resource to begin with. But because it is now known nationally and even internationally as the best bass fishing water in the world, people want to come and visit here.
Yeah.
So, right now, as you and I are speaking, we're going through so much as a country and as a state and so forth, and we just get news that one of our prisons is being shut down, and all the one thing that we have with fishing is we're sort of in the driver's seat. We don't have to depend on whether the state or the government is going to do this or that. It's our resource. We've taken the charge of it, and this is something that we can build and build upon. What we did this summer, we brought 6 tournaments into Massena. We brought over 1,000 anglers. The top anglers in the world came to Massena, each one coming from different states, from all over the country, to take part in a tournament that we were able to host, to take part here in Massena. And what that has done is it's sort of started to build the groundwork for what's going forward. When I came in here, you asked me, you said, okay, so I assume next summer we haven't started putting anything together, and I looked at you and I said, Don, we have the national championship of Major League Fishing. They have decided to come to Massena. And there's a number of reasons. They've told me why. Number one, the head of Major League Fishing said to me one day, he said, we don't have very many places in this country with a community like Massena, a community with the infrastructure, a community with the fishery, a community with the name. And he said the most important thing of all, it's a community where the people that are in charge want us to be there. We can come and we can put the best festivals that we could possibly do because your community has already proven itself. And that's why we're having a national championship here. Number one, when they came here this summer, they set records that had never before been done in the world of fishing.
Good old St. Lawrence River.
The good old St. Lawrence River. And so that started putting the name of Massena out there.
Yeah.
And so I am almost blessed. I feel blessed to be able to come in here and talk about what I think it's taken us years to build this. This isn't just something that we pushed a button and said last summer, okay, let's have these tournaments. We started working on this years ago. And slowly. We never even had a tournament here years ago.
I often wondered that years ago. I said, look at, everybody else is doing it, and I said, nothing's happening here. We've got all the facilities, the waterway, obviously, St. Lawrence River. In the last couple of years, we've seen big changes.
Here's the reason we do this. It isn't just so we can set records, because when we do set records, it
is nice,
further strengthens the name of Massena around the country.
Absolutely.
But we do this because this is one thing that we have that nobody else in the country has. We've got this backdrop around Massena of these incredible waters that people can come and visit. And, we want them here. We welcome them here. But the other thing, Don, is we have to look back and we have to think of how COVID has impacted this country and has impacted this state and has impacted the people that live here in this state. And what it's done is it's made people realize that they want to get back out in nature, because it soothes the soul. That's what it does. It has this very meditating effect on our spirit.
Even if you don't catch a lot of fish, you're still out there on the water. It's an experience.
Well, they're seeing all over this resurgence of these outdoor activities. And as people they flock to areas where they can do this.
Mhm.
People from New York City, they can't do this down there,
God,
so they
yeah.
start coming up
Yeah.
here, where we're more spread out, where
Yeah.
we have so many of these natural things to
And
offer.
they can't believe what we have up here.
No,
When they
they
come
can't.
up here, I said, "Oh Lord, how fortunate you are." There's no open land down there, not much of it. So.
You know, Don, that's one of the things that people do say. They
Yeah.
came up here. We had so many people from the South come up here this summer.
From all over, yeah.
And they didn't expect to come up to Yankee Land, is how they I think kind
I
of see
know-
it.
I know that,
You
yeah.
know? And they
Yeah.
didn't expect to come up here
Yeah.
where they would be given such a warm welcome. And they talked about it
People are
over and
friendly.
over again,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
And you know, you and I talked about this summer, but one of the things that we did in Messina is we decided with the sort of bolstering of the organization itself, the Major League Fishing,
Mhm.
to do a fisherman's church service right on the water.
wow, okay.
Because these people from, you know, religion is important to everybody in different
Absolutely.
ways.
That's
But
right.
in the South, this really is a big part of their life. And so they wanted to be able to come here and just give praise to their very opportunity
I
to
think
be
it's
out
awesome,
there fishing.
sure.
And it
Yeah.
was awesome. It was
Yeah.
it was heartwarming.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
they were so impressed that we would
Mhm.
do this for them. So this is just another little touch of what made Messina stand out. And you know, when I talk about Messina and I talk about the economic impact of what this is having, but this is going to grow and grow
I was
and
just
grow
gonna
as
mention
we
that.
build
Absolutely
this.
it
You know,
is.
each year it's going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And this economic impact not only touches Messina, but Messina sort of becomes the center post of everything that's going to happen in the county.
Mhm.
People that come here, they'll go to Potsdam. Some of them might stay there, or Canton, or Ogdensburg, or up to Akwesasne. And what we're looking forward to next year, and what Major League Fishing is looking forward
Right.
to, is the Canadians being able to come over here
Oh boy.
and take
yes.
part in
I
this.
think they already started the border. Can't they come over?
They
now?
did.
Is
They've
something?
started, and that's
Yeah.
a huge part
It
of what
is
life
huge.
is here.
Yeah, because they're on the St. Lawrence too, obviously, across Morrisburg and all these places.
Yes.
Cornwall and yeah.
But they don't have this organization coming here
No,
for
they
a
don't.
festival and a
Right.
tournament.
Yeah.
So they have to come over to take part and see what this is all about.
And we're being, like, just from the people that have been up here, we're being mentioned now in national magazines, right?
Not only
And
national,
that's huge.
You know, that's a great point. It is. It's not just national magazines, but when these tournaments came to Messina, part of what they brought was their national TV coverage. And so every
Yes.
day, the
Yeah.
events that we did here
Yeah.
are being watched by people all over the country on the
Abs-
Discovery Channel and on the Outdoor Channel. And again, here's the other thing. It's always been said that the people out there, the people that love this sport, they want to go where their heroes go.
Right.
So when the pros come here,
That's right.
all these
Yeah.
other people want to
Mhm.
go and fish where the pros go.
Yeah.
And so this is another incentive that is bringing people here.
Right. And Field and Stream, is that still a magazine? Or when I was a kid, that was the one everybody just.
You're right. Field and Stream and
Yeah, I
Outdoor
know.
Life.
Outdoor Life was
Yes,
another one. Yes.
yes.
Yeah, they're all those magazines and word of mouth. These guys are going back to where they're all over the country, and they're going to mention Messina. That's great advertising for us.
Word of mouth is what this is all about.
Yeah.
Now again, we need to promote. We need to be able to promote the fact, hey, we're Messina. This is what you're hearing about.
Yeah.
Come on up here. This is only the beginning of what we can
I
offer
think
them.
so. Yes.
They
Yeah.
come here
Yeah.
to explore the fishing, and then they discover what all these people coming from the south, all these anglers and their families
Coming up
discovered.
here,
Hey, this might be a good place to live. This isn't like what we thought the North was going to be.
That's right.
This is almost like going back in time.
And we do have nice summers up here. People from the south. We do. It is warm.
Yeah, but that's funny you say that, because the number one thing that people would say when they came up here is, wow, do you know how hot it is down home? This seems fabulous to
I
be
know.
up here.
I've heard
100
that.
degrees, day
Right.
after day after
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, Alabama, Florida, all these places are. Wow. So Don, next year, so you're already. It's nonstop work for you, I will say. It never ends.
Don, it never ends. when they decided that they're going to have the national championship here next year,
that's huge.
they said, okay, as soon as this is all over for this year, we got to start working on that.
So you
we got to start
immediately
planning.
start-
We got to start planning. How are we going to do the festival? How
Okay.
can we make the festival be able to reach out and bring all, not only the people from the surrounding area, but people from all over to want to come and see something very unique that hasn't been done before.
Right. And I heard the Town Beach, another success this past summer.
The Town Beach was wonderful.
We had the
That-
Beatles show, and one of the guys that played John Lennon came in here.
Oh, did
I
he?
met him, yes. He came in the station, and I said, wow, let's go talk with him for about 20 minutes. So that was, I love it out there, the Town Beach. I love that place.
Well, you know, I always have thought
Barnhart, Town Beach, it's great.
it's beautiful. Don, you know, our state parks, you know,
Yeah.
Coles Creek and Barnhart are some of the most beautiful
Yes,
in the whole
and
country.
we don't realize it because we're so
no,
used
we
to
don't.
it here.
We
you know?
don't. We take it for granted. And
I've
you know,
been to other beaches, and I tell you, these here, wow.
You're
amazing.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
At Messina Beach, I always thought years and years ago I'd see that, and as you drive by there and you look out at the people on the beach,
A lot of
and then you
improvements.
look at the backdrop behind it,
Yes.
it's absolutely
It is.
beautiful.
And some of the improvements down they've made out there, thanks to the Power Authority, have made out there. That's changed quite a bit.
Well, if it wasn't for the Power Authority,
Hawkins
if it
Point
wasn't
area.
for our positioning within the area of where the Power Authority gains its power,
Yes.
we wouldn't have had the incredible improvements to the Messina intake. The Messina intake now has become not only a place where we can hold tournaments that is like none other in the country, and this is what all these tournament people
and how
say.
has it changed? I mean,
Oh my
what-
gosh, it's changed in that we have all these access ramps where when we bring 150 boats in the
Wow.
morning, these boaters can they've got 4 different ramps.
150 boats.
150 boats at
Wow.
a time.
Ooh,
And you know, that speaks to something else. These people from these different tournaments, the anglers that are part of it, they say, we've never seen
Wow, that's-
something held like this.
Yeah,
Where,
that's awesome.
you know, our group that's head basically by Tom Miller and a lot of the people from the fire
Right.
department,
Yep.
the rescue squad and so forth,
Yep.
that put together the parking regiment that we do in the morning to take 150 cars with 300 anglers and be able to park them in such an incredible manner. If you stood back and watched how this happens, it's amazing. And it's a testament to the volunteers and the people in this town that
Absolutely.
have come together to make this happen. It's not just us planning. It's not just the tournament people coming here. It's all of us working as this unbelievable team that they haven't seen before.
150 boats. I can't imagine
150
that.
boats.
I mean, yeah, maybe 20 or 30, but 150. So that's good for them, hassle free.
Well, you know, behind all this, and this is what I want people listening, and also
A
you
lot
know,
of people
the
make this
businesses
happen.
of the area. I want
Yes.
them to realize that when any of these people come here, they come here and they spend money.
Yep.
And this is about the economic stimulus
Mhm.
and development to, you know, you said something earlier. You said it's very difficult for some place to reinvent themselves. And that, you know, we're an industrial
is.
area. Our
Yes.
whole history is based
Right.
on the industries that sprung up because of the Power Authority
Absolutely,
and the St.
sure.
Lawrence River.
Yep.
We can't reinvent ourselves, but what we have is the very source of what the Power Authority came to be.
So
the
we
very
start there.
source,
Right.
our St. Lawrence River, and all the tributaries coming in from the mountains. This is what we have that no one else has.
Yeah, the
And
racket,
this
the
is what we're
grass. We
using.
have the St. Lawrence. So we've got 3, like right here.
3 right here.
Yeah, and St. Lawrence down. Am I mistaken? That's the second longest river in the country. Mississippi's the first.
I would, well, you know,
I think
I
St.
don't,
Lawrence.
you know, Don,
It's
that,
huge.
that makes all kinds of sense.
Yeah.
Let's put it another way that maybe will really blow people's minds. 1/4 of all the world's fresh
Fresh
water
water, oh,
passes
boy.
by the banks of Messina.
It's worth more than oil, folks.
1/4 of all the fresh
And that's a
water.
big issue right
So
now.
the
is
St. Lawrence
fresh water.
River is a vast, and it's a very, very powerful, and it's a very, very critical water system
Oh.
of our nation's economy.
Nation's economy. Yes.
And that's absolutely true.
Yeah, and then the Great Lakes, it flows into the Great Lakes, obviously, which is another.
And then the Great Lakes all flow into Messina's watershed right here, the
Yeah,
St.
there
Lawrence
you-
River.
Yeah.
And then, up to 1,000 miles.
So you
further.
know all this technical stuff more
Well,
than I
I'll tell
do,
you
so-
what. The last thing I am is a technical wizard, but what I am is a person that realized years ago that the incredible potential of what we had here was beyond what I thought
world of
anybody
difference,
might
Don.
realize.
Compared to like 10, 15 years ago, now it's a completely different thing.
Yes, it is. And it's something we have.
Yeah.
We don't have to reinvent. It's something we have. All we have to
Right.
do is use it in the most
Okay,
meaningful
right,
and
yes.
most dynamic manner. And I think it's pretty amazing what we
Mhm.
can build based on this very unique resource.
Yeah, and like you said, that will help the economy and things grow because of the St. Lawrence around it. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
every
all of
one
it.
of our businesses, every
Yes.
single person that lives in this area will directly or indirectly
And be
benefit
impacted.
from the growth
Sure.
of our natural tourism resource
Yeah.
that is coming from being known as the world's greatest fishing spot. And that's what we're establishing. When people think of the ultimate place to go, no matter whether they're in California
Mhm.
and Florida or even some of the other countries in the world, because now the world is all tied together with social media,
Absolutely.
the internet, and so forth.
Yes, a good point.
They come to want to come to where it's supposed to be the best.
Mhm.
What is this all about? This is the buzz that we're creating, and this is what we have to keep working
Right.
as hard as we possibly can to build upon.
Right, and people that might even decide to move up here sometime, or camp up here during the summers. It's a win-win.
You know,
This is-
I,
and we've got beautiful campsites up in this area.
our campsites, but just the land around us. You know,
And there's so much of it.
There,
It's
there's
crazy.
so much that we can offer the rest of the country, because the one thing we have is, and I said it before, is this setting. But what does this setting do? It not only provides great fishing, but it provides people that come here to fish or to explore the area the ability to experience the area and all it soothes our soul. And it really does. Whether it's fishing
Something
or
about
playing
fishing,
golf,
it does.
or yes,
does.
it does. And it touches each of us in maybe our own special
Catching
way.
a fish is fun. It's great, but it's the whole experience of it.
It is, Don.
I mean, it really is.
And it doesn't matter whether you're a pro or you're a little kid. And that's the other thing that I really wanted to stress. Our businesses. For example, Walmart. The center of this Walmart, there's 13 stores in this division, but the very center is here in Meissner. And they have reached out now too, because they have helped us to put our kids tournament together.
Really?
But they
Awesome.
recently
Okay.
came to me
Right.
and said, listen, we know that now we're going to have thousands of people coming in from other parts of the country that are going to want to take part in this.
Mhm.
How can we better serve those people? What do we need to have in our store that the people coming here will want to buy?
Generating interest of the bigger it gets,
And,
obviously.
and that's all fine, but what it illustrates
Mhm.
is that now the businesses and some of our major businesses, because they've seen the impact
Right.
of bringing these people here,
Yeah.
now they want to build themselves in the best way that they can take advantage
That's
of
awesome.
this economic growth. So it's whether it's a store, it's a motel, it's a service station, it
It's a
doesn't
win-win.
matter.
Yeah.
One of the people that fish these tournaments, and he's become a friend of mine. He lives down in Albany,
Mhm.
and he came up here and he said to me at our last tournament, he said, Don, I got to tell you something. I've been up here every single weekend for these tournaments because these are the best tournaments in the country. But he says every weekend I come up, I blow $1,000 or I give out $1,000 up here. That's what it costs him to come up here, put gas in his boat, to stay in a
Exactly.
motel,
Yes.
to eat food,
Yep.
to do all the things, to get some more tackle. And, people don't understand. It can be gigantic.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Oswego County that has a salmon river down way south of us,
Right.
they did
Yeah.
an economic study to find out just how much fishing was bringing to their county.
Mhm.
They came up with a figure of $83 million was
83
brought
million.
in a year
For Oswego County.
for Oswego County, which
Wow.
doesn't even begin to have the multitude, the versatility of the water resources that we have up here.
I know, yeah.
It's incredible what
Yeah.
we have.
I think we're only seeing just the beginning of this.
We're seeing the beginning.
Yeah, the genesis of it, and then it's going to become like bigger than whatever you could imagine
Well,
in the future.
I can imagine it
And
because
more
I'm
people
seeing
enjoying it, the better.
and
know?
that's what it's all about.
It is.
It's
it
about
is.
serving the people of our
And
area.
I've noticed an increase down in even local people fishing the last couple of years. A lot of them, friends of mine, they said, "I'm going fishing. Do you want to go fishing?" I said, "Since when do you fish?" They said, "Oh, I just started." Like it's just, it's
And
affecting people.
And that's
That's
the
affecting
whole
people out
COVID spin-off.
Yeah.
The whole COVID pandemic
You want-
isolating us.
Yes.
We've been cooped in, and we all of a sudden start to long for something we didn't realize we longed for.
Right.
And so that's why, and you're right. I see all my favorite spots that I've fished for years and years. All of a sudden, there's always somebody there before I get
that's not
there.
good either. but
Well,
anyway,
no. I guess what's good for the goose is good
Yeah,
for the
I
gander.
know. Yeah, but
So-
I've noticed that. Yeah, people are doing a lot more than
Yes.
saying, "Man, it's so relaxful." I said, "That's the whole point." You know, but COVID that's affected everything. So, well, we're out of time. It's the top of the hour.
You're
This goes
kidding
by
me.
quick. Yeah, we're done. But Don, quickly, if you want to add something more, just go right ahead. The floor is yours.
Well,
So-
well, the only thing I can add, and it's just part of the same thing, is I want people to understand that this goes back, and I just have to give all the praise to the town of Meissner for having the courage, the insight, and the belief that we can take something that nobody took before to try to build upon
Yes.
and build something like this.
Right.
It's taken sacrifice. It's taken the people of the town coming together.
Everybody
It's
working
taken the
together,
town
sure.
board getting behind something that a lot of people might not have realized could be as great as it can be.
Yeah.
And again, I only want to say, this is only the beginning. We are building something here that will be fantastic.
Yeah, I
as
agree.
long as we don't lose the faith.
Lose sight of what we have. Yes.
Exactly, Don. So I thank you for
Okay,
giving us this
and
chance.
There is Don Meissner. It's a pleasure to talk to Don every month here on 92.9 and 1340 WMSA.